let me talk about Chicago for a second. So just recently, there was a video released with Jussie Smollett. And he had it showed the police footage of them going to his house, and he still had like this noose around his neck. And like literally, it was like a little like a handmade little bullshit noose still around his neck when the police showed up. And what I found interesting. So, for example, I had BG Knockout on my show recently, and what he had a problem with was that how much Chicago PD spent on this one bullshit case.
But what about all the cases that they didn't solve with the little black girls in Chicago and all the kids that are missing, and just why they ain't surgical about that? That's way more important than Jussie Smollett, bro. And that's just my opinion.
Because all those other cases didn't get the media attention of Jussie.
I get it, but I think they're more serious because they're dead. There's dead bodies, yo. It's like there's missing people, there's missing human life that's unaccounted for. I mean, I think that's more serious than Jussie, man.
When you looked at that case and saw all the fuss that happened, with Chicago PD, and ultimately, even though they dropped the case, it seemed like it was bullshit. It seemed like the whole thing was put together by Jussie. Like, what's your take on it, being from Chicago?
A little bit of the same. I mean, disappointed that with so much going on in the streets of Chicago, that our attention can be taken away like that and put on something that was way much less of a factor than the actual things that are going on in the street. And it reminded me of a post that I saw E40 put up. And the post was, money is not the root of all evil anymore. Attention is. And that was the first thing I thought of when I saw how far this whole thing went, And it actually makes you fearful of how far a person will go, for some attention. It's like, wow, this is a troll to the extreme, baby. He might get himself in some trouble with it.
Yeah, I mean, when you came up, there was no social media. You had to go to a couple different media outlets, as a rapper. Yeah. There's Sway and Tech, there is Hot 97, there's The Source, there's Double XL, and there's some college radio shows and whatever, but that was pretty much it. There was no social media. You couldn't pull fiascos and stuff like that. You really had to base it off your music and your talent. These days, you can get pretty far just by trolling.
Yeah, you can get pretty far. Yeah, you can put a full act on, or you can be a natural fucking fool or clown, and it may work out for you, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that you yourself was never really engaged in any of that shit. I've never seen any sort of trolling or anything from Twista.
I mean, like I say, it's different personality types. You got everybody from like the Jays and people like Fabulous and like laid back artists, which I feel like myself is a little more laid back. And then you got those that's outgoing, you know what I'm saying? Black youngster, outgoing, a lot of guys outgoing, so.